Hello guys, now I want to show you how you can start using Adobe Illustrator. Remember, you can use Adobe Illustrator to do a lot of artwork. Now, the moment you open Adobe Illustrator, you'll just have this platform here. Your recent projects that you did will always come down here. Now, also if you look at here, there's this start new file first, which if already you know the kind of object or document you're going to publish or you're going to make, you can just come here and click, then you'll just start. But I don't want to do that. I'll just close it. I'll just come here and say no, I don't want to save it. Now I'll just show you a very professional way, one that will have control. You just come here under new file, then it will give you all these options here. If you know your aspect is going to be used in a mobile phone, maybe an iPhone, you can use these presets here. If you're going to be used in the web, you can use these presets. If you know you're going to print your work at the end, for example, a common one is A4. You can always choose this one here, also film and the rest, as you can see here. And if you're very keen, the moment you select something like mobile, you see on your right hand side here, you'll always see this dimension changing. For example, if I come to print here, you see this changing. Now, for example, I'm going to use for print, I am going to choose A4. I'll just click A4. You realize here it gives me more details. So here you're supposed to name the name of the project you're going to make. Maybe something like, maybe I'll just give it a doc. Maybe I'll give it a name like a doc. Then the measurements here, down here is the measurements here, the width and the height. For example, it will give you the measurements of A4, but I don't like millimeters. I'll come and click this down arrow here. Maybe I choose something like inches, but I normally like also using pixels. So you can either use pixels or inches, but in this case, I'll just use inches. Here, I'll just leave, it's called the bleed. This bleed, if you're going to print, is just the allowance at the edge of the paper that the printer, normally the printer will cut some parts. So this will just leave an allowance that the printer will not cut. Then if you come here under the color mode, if you know you're going to use your work, is going to be using the screens, maybe a mobile phone, maybe a tablet, maybe something like a laptop, you're going to use RGB. RGB means red, green, blue colors. This one works well, especially if you're using that, but it's giving me something like indicating that I'm using the wrong one. If you're going to use it for print, you just stick to CMYK. Then this is the resolution. Normally, this is the last resolution I used, but it will not come with this resolution. If you want a higher resolution, you'll always come and choose maybe 300, especially if you're going to use your work on screen. Then there's also this, I nearly forgot this, the orientation. And orientation is if you're going to use, if it's going to be portrait, you'll use portrait. If it's going to be landscape, you'll choose landscape, but in this case I'll just choose portrait. Then the artboard, I'll just leave it. I'll show you more about artboards. I just need one artboard, then I'll just click create. Then here we have our interface there. Another way also, you can also open many new documents. Maybe I come file again, new. This time I'm going to put measurements physically. You can also put measurements physically, and I'm going to use pixels. I'm just going to put 1000 by 1000 by 1000 pixels. Then I'll leave it just like that. This time I'm going to choose RGB. If you remember, your document is going to be used in screens, things like mobile phones, always use RGB color. Then I'll just put maybe I use a medium resolution, and I just create. So this one, you can open as many documents as possible. That is how to get started with Adobe Illustrator. See you in the next video, where I'll show you about the interface and how we can navigate the interface and aspects to check on. See you in the next video.